Okay, so tonight we're going to continue our training on closing the sale. Last week we did kind of a brief overview, kind of like an introduction to that. But this week I kind of wanted to revisit it because this is something, and you guys can tell me if you agree or disagree. But this is, I have found in the almost 9 years of working my business and mentoring consultants, this is an area where a lot of consultants can tend to shy away from or feel like they don't have the confidence to go in and truly close the sale. Okay, so, and you guys can interact with me in the chat. Please do. Please. It'll make this training so much better. When it comes to working your business, what would you say the hardest part of it is for you? Is it getting the leads? Is it booking people? Is it coaching the appointment? Is it actually showing up and doing the appointment? Is it talking about the products? Is it closing the sale? Is it asking for referrals? Is it sharing the opportunity? Like, what is it for you? What's the hardest part? Where you find that you start to go do it and you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay, Amanda said closing the sale. Okay, perfect. You're in the right training. You're in the right training. Anyone else agree? Okay, Sierra agrees. Okay. Okay. So, with closing the sale, first of all, I want you guys to adopt this mindset. Selling is serving. Okay. It's just as honorable to buy as it is to sell. So, here's the deal: women, men, teens, anyone with skin, they are going and they are purchasing skincare, makeup, body care, fragrances from everywhere else, right? Walmart, Target, CVS, the dollar store, wherever. Okay? They're buying that stuff somewhere. So why not purchase it from you? I think that a lot of times we get in our own head about, oh gosh, like money is like taboo. And like when we talk about finances or talk about money, that's just like, oh, that is just, that makes people feel uncomfortable. And okay, yes, that might be true for some people, right? Some people might feel uncomfortable talking about that, and that's okay. But it is our job to present the product and present the sale and to truly close it, okay? Because if we don't, then it's just open-ended and then it never ends, okay? I shared with you guys an example last week where I said, okay, if you get really nervous when it comes to transitioning into doing your set sheet and like doing the actual close, if you get like nervous, you can always say, okay, like I just want to go over a couple things with you. And the reason I want to take a moment and tell you this funny little story is because years ago I remember I did a little gathering like this and I just like packed up all my things. It was like, okay, bye, have a good night. And then one of the ladies stopped me and she was like, wait a minute, like how do I get that mascara that I just used? And I'm like, oh, like, oh, you want to purchase something? Oh, okay, cool. So you can, just side note, you can like take that little story and adopt it as your own if that makes you feel less awkward. You see what I'm saying? Like, even that if that's not your example, you can use that as an example because chances are you've probably done that. If you feel weird about the clothes, you've probably like rushed it and threw all your stuff in your bag. You're like, I gotta get out of here as quickly as possible. So if you need like a transitional story to like kind of make it lighthearted and get people to laugh a little bit, then do it. Okay, just do it. Like, especially let your personality shine whenever you are at these appointments. Like I have the template for you guys to follow with the playbook, but insert your own personality, right? Don't be robotic about it. I'm like, goodness, I've done so many of these at this point that I'm like, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm like, it's just me. It's just me at the appointment. I'm like, they're just getting me. Um, so anyway, with that being said, last week we talked mainly about the process of the facial. Tonight, I want to really hone in on closing the party. Okay. So let's talk closing the party specifically because closing a party means it's multiple people at one gathering. Okay. So just so everyone's caught up and up to speed, a party in Mary Kay is three people. Okay. Three plus me is a party. So if I have three women sitting in front of me, that's a party. Okay. Doesn't have to be 50 people. Three people in front of me is technically a party. All right. So closing is the most important part in all of this process. Like if you just took time away from your family and you got childcare and you did this and that in order to make it happen, like make it worth your while. Okay. At least know, hey, I've done my job. I've done everything that I've been taught, and I can lay my head on my pillow tonight knowing I did everything right, regardless of the outcome. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, without a shadow of a doubt, you did everything you could, then that's a success. Okay. So what you're gonna do in a party setting is it's gonna be a group setting, right? And then if you guys remember, based on our facial setup, they have these little set sheets underneath their tray and mirror. Now they're face down to where it's just white. They can't see any of the information. Okay. Do not put anything on the back of this. It's distracting. They won't pay attention to you when you're talking. So just don't do it. Okay. So this is face down. Okay. And so I literally tell them, so underneath your tray and mirror, there's actually this little placemat. I'm going to have you guys pull that out and I want you to flip it over. And they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that was on the back of there. That's so cool. That's mostly the reaction I get. Okay. So I tell them, I'm like, listen, you guys were here. You got to experience kind of like the chips and salsa at the Mexican restaurant, right? The freebies, which was the facial experience. Now let's take a look and see if there's anything that you want to add to your entree. Maybe an enchilada or Speedy Gonzalez or taco salad, whatever you're in the mood for, right? And so then they're like, oh, this is great because then they're like imagining it at the Mexican restaurant. It's just fun. Okay. So anyway, I tell them, I'm like, listen, I've had so much fun with you guys tonight, and I want you to know that there's no obligation to purchase, okay? However, I do want to tell you that I have these exclusive bundles built just for you because you took time out of your busy schedule and you get more bang for your buck when you buy in a bundle. So I want to share these with you guys tonight, okay? And so I literally, that's the verbiage I use, okay? So you can watch that back over and over and over again and literally repeat it. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so at the top, and this is going to cut in and out because of my background. I'm like, okay, so at the top, the I Deserve It All is basically encompassing everything that we use tonight. All right. So you're getting your entire skincare set, that cleanser, moisturizer, daytime defender, nighttime recovery, eye cream, plus that microdermabrasion set. And you're going to get your Dash Out the Door makeup set, which comes with primer, CC cream, mascara, eyeshadow stick, lip gloss, and a bottle of the eye makeup remover. What's really cool about this level in particular is you're going to get that travel roll-up bag for free, plus a bottle of the micellar water for free, and two additional items if you're choosing for 50% off. Okay. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the text in pink that says today's price. That's the price you will pay for it today. Okay. And as you work your way down the page, just know that there are different bundles with different products and different price tags attached. Okay. So, and then I shut it up. Okay. I know that was very dramatic, but I just be quiet for a moment. Let them look at it. Okay. Now, if you're at a one on one, you don't have to worry about going anywhere. You're right there in front of them. And here's the deal. Sometimes whenever you give them that silence, they might ask you questions. Okay. Nancy got to see this yesterday. We had two girls. We had two girls sitting in front of us. I showed them the set sheet. They are digesting the information, right? And I'm just giving them a moment to look. And then they start spouting out with questions. They start asking me about other products or about oh, what is this? Because it's, pictures of things and they're trying to figure out what everything is. So, like, the questions are going to happen, but you have to give them the space. So that's why you need to be quiet. Okay. The new one is updated in boards. The whole party playbook is in boards and it's also in our Facebook group. Yes. Um, okay, so I give them that time. All right. Now, if you're in a party setting, right? No, I intentionally was quiet. Okay, so if you're doing a facial or a party and you are just going when it comes to the close, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're going home with the product. You're not selling anything. You're going to talk them out of the sale. I'm just telling you, friends, listen, listen. Okay. Here's just a few of the faces I saw over the last couple days, and here's their retail totals. Lindsay, 259.23. Emily, 166. Marion, 243.99. Madison, 142. Just a couple examples. And there's nothing special about me. It's just that I'm closing the sale. Yes, Sierra, we talked about that last night. The first one to talk is the one that takes the product home. So again, give them the silence, give them the space to think, to process, okay? Because they're like, man, she just walked me through skincare, she's walking through makeup. I'm spinning, I'm trying to figure out what I liked, what I used, da da da. Lucky for you, if you did all the things that we talked about on your profile card, you're going to have the notes to go back and help her find her best bundle, okay? So, again, if you're in a group setting, do the group table close, and then you're going to say, all right, so because you already segued and let them know based on our conversation last week, you told them, hey, we have this little area set up here in the living room. I'm going to pull you guys one by one, help answer your questions, go over your little profile cards, etc. So if anyone is in a hurry and needs to leave quickly, I'll take you first. Okay. So then that's when I pull that person. I'm like, hey, Sierra, are you ready? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, bring this and bring your set sheet and bring your profile card. She's like, okay, great. So she comes over there and we're sitting on the couch. And these are the questions that I'm going over with her, right? Because again, we talked last week about numbering the 1, 2, and 3 on the profile card, right? So we're going over those questions and I'm figuring out, what is she going to take home? Is she going to host with me? What did you think about the opportunity? Okay. Again, you share the opportunity in your close, but I don't want to spend time there. I want to focus on closing the sale right now. Okay. So if you're doing a party, you need to make sure you're having that individual one-on-one close, that one-on-one conversation. And this is when you can ask really direct questions. Don't be afraid to ask direct questions. Like if she put on her number one, which was, if money wasn't an object, which bundle would you go home with? Let's say that she said, I deserve it all right? Then you could ask her straight up and be like, okay, so Sierra, I saw that you put on number one that the I deserve it all bundle would be like your dream bundle. So tell me a little bit more about that and let her talk and just see where it goes. Okay. And then if you're doing a one-on-one kind of appointment, you don't have to take her somewhere else. You're already sitting there with her. You can just have this conversation right then and there, but you still want to give her space and silence. Okay. If she has a question for you, she will ask it. You answer her question and then you be quiet again. Okay. She will let you know when she's ready. Okay. She will let you know when she's ready. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Okay. Yeah, because last week we talked about those questions that we put on the customer profile card. Um, the biggest thing that you guys need to do is really just get into action and do this. That's the only way you're going to get better at it, is by actually doing the close and not shying away from it. And really understand what this set sheet entails. You know what I mean? Like, especially at least that top portion, right? And you can hold up a copy if you want and go along with them and point to each thing. That's also really helpful for people. Or if you're in a bigger group setting, I will take the actual products and hold them up. That way they can see better. Okay. But understand this. That way you know exactly what you're talking about because it's going to make you come across as more confident in closing the sale. If you don't have the confidence, she's probably not going, she's not going to buy it. She's not going to buy it. And the only way that you're going to gain that confidence is by getting the reps in, right? You got to get the reps in, you got to get stronger at it. It's going to build confidence in you. Then you're going to be able to sell all these bundles. You're going to be able to sell all of them. No problem. Okay. So, my best advice, number one, get some facials booked so that way you can practice this. It's going to be a little shaky at first. It's okay. Like, I remember my first times doing this on my own, and I was like, oh, it's a little shaky. It's okay. It got better. It got better each time. Secondly, don't forget to be quiet. After you go over it, be quiet. Give them a moment. Then, if you have your group setting, you can pull them one by one. If it's a one-on-one, you're just going to sit there and you're going to let her be. Okay. Till she asks a question, till she says something. She will. Someone's got to break the silence, but it's not going to be you, boo. It is not going to be you. Okay. Pinky promised me that. You are not going to break the silence. You're going to let her have her time and let her break the silence. Okay. We've got a couple minutes left. I do want to open it up for questions. Okay. So you guys have the floor. It's yours. And this is obviously recorded, but also all these instructions are in the party playbook. So, like, if you need to read it and go through it and, like, kind of imagine you're in that seat doing it, please do it. Please do it. That's why this tool exists, is to help you guys. No questions for me? Oh, don't worry about cleaning up till it's all said and done, Shannon. You go work. Listen, that's like the last of my that's the least of my concerns. I'm gonna be honest. My priority while I'm there is get referrals, get sales, get recruits, or at least get some potentials lined up to recruit, right? The cleanup will happen once it's all said and done. No, no, no. Don't even worry about the cleanup. Your focus is on them, right? Closing the sale. That is a priority. Cleanup will happen when everything's said and done. Okay, Sierra, good to hear that. Yeah, just you got to do it in practice. Sometimes there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to say the words. You just got to do the action. Just got to get done. And sometimes you have to borrow confidence from someone. And what do I mean by that? I remember, as a new consultant, Taylor did my launch party for me, taught me the ropes, whatever. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready. I'm like, I got to do these things. I'm going to do it, right? So I just remember like thinking back to her confidence when she was leading that party. And I'm like, man, she was so confident. Like she knew the product. She just like she was having fun with everybody. And I was like, okay, so how can I channel that for me? And like, even though I may not have felt the most confident, I just tried to imagine, okay, what would the confident version of myself be doing right now? Like, how can I channel that a little bit, and just have some fun? So like sometimes you may have to like tap into that a little bit and imagine maybe, your recruiter or your mentor or me as your director, like what were some of the things that we kind of did in those settings. So Shannon, you're talking about when we're doing referrals. Yeah. So when we get the referrals, which is completely different than this, what we're talking about. Um, yes. But during this time, no ma'am, you are not cleaning up. Your butt is seated in a chair and you are talking to somebody one on one about what she's taking home with her. Is she booking something? Is she joining your team? Okay. All right, y'all. Any other questions, final thoughts? I don't want to keep you. I know it's 9:02. You're free to go if you're ready to go. I'll hang out for a minute. Um, and happy month end. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. And me and Carrie we're different personalities. So like we have our own little spin on things, right? And that's cool because that goes back to my point of like, how can you be you?